Welcome everyone to Flip Flow. Camera's a bit crooked, but here we go. I invite you to begin your practice in a Sukhasana posture. Shoulders drawn away from the ears, hands on your knees cascading down towards the earth, and a long line of energy from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Begin with a little meditation, inhaling for 3 seconds and exhaling for 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, pause, exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 6. I invite you to set some intentions for today's practice. It can be one intention. It can be multiple. What do you plan on doing after this session? You plan on practicing some sport? You plan on doing some work? You plan on enjoying the weekend? Either way, you need to revitalize your body with some proper sun salutations and get some new energy, get some new pranayama flowing. Bring your hands to heart center. And after your next inhale, I invite you for a collective Om, starting with a nice wide mouth and the sound of Ah, going all the way to the vibrations of M. Inhale deeply. Namaste, and make your way on to all fours. We're going to start in a tabletop posture with your fingers spread wide, your index fingers pointed towards the front of your mat, parallel with the sides of the mat and parallel with each other. Elbows stacked over wrists, shoulders stacked over elbows, knees stacked underneath the hips at hip width distance, and the tops of your feet pressed against the mat. Shoulders drawn away from the ears. And then tuck in the tailbone. On an inhale, extend the left arm forward and the right leg back. Flex the right foot. Exhale, bring the left elbow to the right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, return to tabletop. Now we're going to repeat that on the opposite side. Inhale, extend the right arm forward and the left leg back. Exhale, bring the right elbow to the left knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, return to tabletop. Inhale, raise your gaze, raise your tailbone, drop your belly, and bend at the middle back for a cow pose. Shoulders still drawn away from the ears. Exhale, round your spine, shift your gaze over to your navel, press against the mat with your hands. Cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Eyes of the elbows pointed forward. Micro bend in the elbows. Now rotate your body as if your torso was in a cylinder or a Coca-Cola can. Rotate back in the other direction. If you're feeling a bit uncomfortable with whatever posture we are in, or if you just need to simply rest. This is a hip opener and also a back opener. Very passive and allows you to rest. Feel free to go into this posture whenever you feel. Back to tabletop. Curl the toes over. Move your hands forward for a downward facing dog. More importantly, bend the knees to create a long line of energy in your back. But you still want to drive those heels towards the earth. Tap into your Ujjayi breath, which is your ocean sounding breath. Also known as whispering breath. Slowly start to inch your hands back. To meet your toes. Bend your knees and roll your spine vertebra by vertebra, articulating slowly to the top. Slowly walk forward. Feeling every step on the mat. Are your feet cracking? Are your knees cracking? And when you reach the front of your mat, you have the option to place your toes together with about a hand width distance of your heels, or you can keep your feet at hip width distance. I prefer to keep my toes together and my heels spread apart. Now we're going to make our way into mountain pose. Activating the calves, the thighs, the glutes, micro bend at the knees, tailbone tucked forward, shoulders drawn away from the ears, palms facing forward as if in anatomical posture. Inhale, upward salute, shoulders still away from the ears. Activate the arms as if there's a ball of energy being held between your hands. Exhale, hinge at the hip, Fold forward. Welcome to bend the knees here to create a long line of energy with your back. Place your hands on your shins, extend your arms in halfway lift with a micro bend in the middle back. Shoulders drawn away from the ears, creating an L with your body. Exhale, place your hands on the outsides of your feet. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot back to meet the left. Welcome to a plank pose. Tailbone tucked in. Eyes of the elbows pointed forward. Index fingers still parallel with each other. Exhale, lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale, roll over the toes for an upward facing dog. Legs are active. Avoid allowing the heels to splay. And bend in the middle back. Drop the knees. Curl the toes. Push your hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Feel free to bend one knee and extend the other and walk it out. And see how that feels, just a little wiggle. It's okay to move around a bit in this posture. The bottom of your next exhale, bend your knees, shift your gaze forward, lightly float or step to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins, extend the arms, and halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Long line of energy from the back, bending the knees if necessary. Hinging at the hip, keeping your abdominals tight. Rise up and return to a mountain pose. Inhale, bend the knees and drop the hips. Raise the arms. Long line of energy for a chair pose. Tap into your Ujjayi breath here. Exhale, forward fold. Welcome to grab your elbows and sway a bit. And get a few wiggles in. Exhale, hands on the mat. Lightly float or step back. Lower halfway down to a chaturanga and inhale. Rise up to an upward facing dog. Drop the knees, curl the toes, and exhale as you push your hips up and back to a downward facing dog. And just walk it out. Maybe you can add a little twist to it to extend those lat muscles. Inhale, bring the right leg up and bring it through your hands. Drop the heel back and your left toes are pointed towards the front left corner of your mat. Hip tucked under. Front knee at 90 degrees. Raise the arms up for a warrior one. Hips are neutral, both pointed forward. You can grab your hips and pull the left hip forward as you pull the right hip back. Exhale. Hands on the outs. Hands back down to the mat. Step the right foot back. Exhale. Lower down to chaturanga. Inhale. Rise up to an upward facing dog. Drop the knees, curl the toes. Raise the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Raise the left leg. Bring it through your hands. Drop the right heel. Point the right toes at the front right corner of your mat. Left knee at 90 degrees. Hips neutral. Rise up. Warrior one. Now you're not like this. You have to keep your hips stacked underneath. Exhale. Turn the hands down. Step the right foot back. Lower halfway down. Now relax here. Bring your hands to your nipple level. And baby cobra. Just raise up and bring your gaze forward with your chin parallel to the earth. Exhale, place your head back down on the floor. Inhale, rise up, baby cobra. Exhale, relax. Curl the toes. Make your way onto your knees. And go back to a happy baby. Make your way back onto a plank. And press the hips up and back to another downward facing dog. At the bottom of your next exhale, shift your gaze forward, bend your knees, and lightly float or step to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Hands on the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders drawn down, away from the ears. Micro bend in the upper back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, raise the arms for another chair pose. Exhale, extend the legs, and bring the arms back down to the side for a mountain pose. Bring the hands to heart center. And step the right foot back to a runner's lunge. And then bring the right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Forward twist. Bringing your heel down as you prepare for a warrior two. Bring your torso perpendicular to the earth. Your left heel splitting your right sole. And bring the shoulders up for a warrior two pose. With every exhale, allow yourself to fall deeper into that left knee while rooting down on the outside edge of your right foot. Place your left hand on the mat. Extend the right arm up. And shift your gaze over to your right hand. Pressing on your left knee with your left elbow. and pressing on your left elbow with your left knee. Inhale, rainbow back up. Exhale, place your left elbow on your left thigh and shift your arm over and look over to your right hand. Ujjayi breath. Rainbow over. And place your right hand on your right hamstring. And shift your gaze over to your left hand. Return to center. Extend the left leg. Heel, toe. Your right foot closer to your left to shorten the distance. Reach forward with your left hand as you reach back with your right hip. And drop down for a triangle posture. Imagine a imaginary plane on your back with a long line of energy. Exhale. Rise up. Bring your arms down to the side and rotate your foot forward so that your feet are on train tracks pointed forward. Hips are neutral. Exhale. Fold forward and bring your chest to your left thigh for a pyramid pose. Micro bend in the left knee. Inhale, rise up. And when you step up, you're going to make your way onto Warrior 3 pose while you have your hands at heart center. Keep that right foot flexed. Keep the hips, avoid the hips from splaying. Micro bend in the upper back. Extend the arms if your practice allows it. Warrior 3. Exhale. Return to center. Mountain pose. With your hands still at heart center. Samastitihi. Step the left foot back. And bring the left heel down so that your left toes are pointed towards the left side of your mat. And make your way into a Warrior 2. Avoid going too far forward or too far back. You want to have your torso perpendicular with the earth and your gaze over your right middle finger. Breathe through this posture as you're battling fatigue in your legs and your shoulders. That's why you're a warrior. Rooting down on the outside edge of your left foot. Bring your right elbow to your right thigh. Bring your left arm over and shift your gaze over to your left hand. Rainbow over across. Placing your left hand on your left hamstring and Shifting your gaze over to your right hand. Humble warrior. Exhale, rise up. Extend the right leg, heel toe, left leg forward. And as you reach forward with your hand, reach back with your left hip. Drop down, your triangle pose. Exhale, rise up. And rotate your left foot forward so that your feet are on train tracks pointed forward. And as you hinge at the hip forward, bring your chest to your right thigh, keeping a micro bend in the right knee for a pyramid pose. Core tight. Rise up. Bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to step into a warrior 3 pose with your hands still at heart center. Inhale. Step forward. Reach the left foot back, hinging at the hip. Left foot flexed. Micro bend in the upper back. Extend the arms forward if your practice allows it. And keep that energy of the leg up. Exhale. Return to mountain pose. Heel toe your feet to the width of the mat. Keeping your hands at heart center. Begin to bend your knees, keeping your knees over your second toe. To a malasana posture, where your knees are pressing against your elbows and your elbows are pushing your knees out for that yin-yang effect and letting the heart shine. Also known as the poo-poo pose, how the original humans used to poop. Inhale, rise up. And prepare yourself for a wide-legged forward fold. Toes slightly pigeon-toed, so not splaying outwards, but pointed just slightly in. And as you hinge at the hip, you fold forward and you press your hands on the mat. Shoulders still drawn away from the ears. Still dialing into the Ujjayi breath. Grab the outside edge of your left ankle with your right hand. Extend the left arm up and shift your gaze up to your left hand. Exhale, return to center. Now grab the outside edge of your right ankle with your left hand. Right arm to the sky. And breathe into this pose. Ujjayi breath. Release the right ankle. Return to center, keeping a tight core. Hinge up. And heel, toe, your feet back together. And make your way to the front of the mat. Return to mountain pose and prepare for a chair pose. Bending the knees, dropping the hips, raising the arms. But this time you're going to drop it a little lower, a little lower, a little lower, and finally roll onto your back. Extend the leg. Raise your legs. Raise your back. Keeping a long line of energy on your back, and you hold this for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2. Inhale, rise up for 5. 4, 1. Release. Inhale, rise up for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Exhale, release. Bend the knees. Stack your feet underneath your knees. Place your palms on the mat as we prepare for a bridge pose. Keeping your knees pointed forward, rooting down. Rise up with the hips. Bring your shoulders underneath your body and interlace your fingers so that your shoulders and your whole arm is touching all the way to your pinky. And bring the chin to your sternum. Root down to rise up. Knees pointed forward. Don't allow them to split apart. Tuck the shoulders underneath. Arms should be touching from shoulder to pinky. Chin to sternum. Release the grip, unhook the shoulders. And slowly articulate the back from upper, middle, and then lower. Raise your hips up so that your knees are 90 degrees and then your thighs are 90 degrees from your torso. And shift over to your left side. Stacking your knees, your hips, and your fingers. You're going to twist over and ground that right shoulder with your gaze over to your right shoulder for a passive twist. You can place your left hand on your right thigh to keep it grounded, but more importantly, keep that right shoulder grounded. And just breathe through. So, turn back over, stack it, and shift over to the right side, stacking your knees, your thighs, your shoulders, and your fingers. And rotate over to the left side, grounding the left shoulder. Nice deep breaths, allowing the pranayama. Roll back over, stack it up again, and return to center. Bend your knees towards your chest. Bring your elbows in between your knees and grasp the outside edge of your feet. Falling back on your shoulders, keeping the tailbone rooted. You push into your feet with your hands, and you pull on your feet with your hands. Happy baby. Welcome to sway it out and massage those lower back muscles. Release the grip. Extend the arms. Up for one last long stretch. Your feet going as far away from your toes. Your feet going as far away from your fingers as you can. Bring your palms to your side, facing up. And allow yourself to melt into a Shavasana pose. Corpse pose. Where you're just like a dead body. Close your eyes. And remember your intentions. Were you able to meet those intentions? Did you want to meet those intentions? Allow your knees to melt, your back, your shoulders, your head. Relax your eyelids. Relax all your extremities. Perfect A-frame waves. Whatever your paradise may be, to each his own. Relax your breathing back to normal. Evenly through the nose. Inhale. And evenly through the nose. Exhale. Allow your body to soak in all this new medicine you just provided it. Allow the blood to flow evenly through your body. Letting the blood from your legs go to your head. Letting the blood from your head go to your legs. Circulation. Bring your knees up. Fold over to the right. Extend the right. Press your left hand to the mat. Namaste, and thank you for letting me guide your practice today. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend.